Hello again from the basement of the science building. Brand, I don't have anything for this week. I just thought it's been a while since we've done like a "What are you geeking on" episode, like a actual like what have you been up to? It's been a while. This summer has been very rocky in terms of recording schedule. Like,
yeah,
it's been backwards and forwards, up in the air. Shit has happened. Shit has not happened. You know, it's been back and forth. And like, we haven't just had a sit down and say, "Hey, how's it going? What's been happening? How's your summer been?" kind of thing. So, that's what I figured we would do, today.
Okay.
Today with stuff.
Okay.
So Brandon, what have you been geeking on? How's your summer been?
Hang on. Okay, look, I know it's been a while since we've done this, but we are a podcast of principles. You understand that, right? Like there's a sense of pride that we put into this thing that we can't seem to schedule often enough anymore. And just because our schedules won't allow us to put in the proper work necessary doesn't mean that when we get together, when we finally find the time, that we're not gonna whole ass this, Jamie. Whole ass everything, my dude.
Brandon, tell the people who the fuck we are.
Live from the Fucking Do It Podcast Studios in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland, this is the Fucking Do It Cast, part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. Now, when I say Hard Knock Media, I mean NOC as in Nerds of Color. I mean Jamie, not me. I mean the rest of the podcast network, not me. I mean all of your friends who know where all of the good places to eat that don't use mayonnaise nowhere to be. Mayonnaise. Yeah.
Mayonnaise.
Jamie, what I'm talking about is that we are a podcast network of people who understand that you have to spice the chicken, Karen. You can't just serve it. Boiling shit is for the fucking 1930s. Like, Captain America reminded us of this. Like,
I saw a TikTok of someone like washing the chicken in like just taking the chicken out of the package and washing it in the sink.
No, Linda, that's how you get salmonella all over your kitchen. Stop it.
I've never heard of that.
Stop.
I've never heard of washing your chicken.
No.
Why are you washing your chicken?
If you have to wash your chicken, don't eat that chicken. Like don't eat
the washing chicken.
A rule. That's why we buy it from the store. Like if
they didn't even drop it on the floor. If you drop it on the floor, then maybe you get some of the,
I still think you take a damp paper.
Paw prints off of
you
it.
Take a damp paper towel and you rub off the area affected, or more importantly, you cut off the area affected. You don't need that kind of shit in your life. You don't spread salmonella all over your kitchen. Now, Jamie Noguchi, once again, I'm reminded that we would never spread salmonella all over the kitchen. Why, Jamie?
Of course not.
Why? Because we're the Fucking Do It Cast. That's why. We are gentlemen of principle. You understand?
Yes.
I will never, ever be paid by big movie studios or small movie studios or even maybe my employer. But I will absolutely support the strike.
Oh, man.
What am I geeking on, Jamie? Fucking seeing you. That's what I'm geeking on.
Yeah.
Warms my goddamn cockles to fucking bask in your beautiful ass. God damn. I get the whole fucking shaft, but god damn it, Jamie, I only need the tip.
Other than that, how's your summer been?
It's fucking rough, man. It has been really fucking rough. Like, death and a lot of change and just like working a ton, not feeling like I'm going to get any time off this summer at all, which is a whole other thing that like I'm trying to come to grips with. Not every year you get to have the big planned vacations and life happens and what have you, but like it sometimes it feels like I haven't gotten a break, and I'm doing my best not to be like, it's so hard. It's like, no, bro, there are a bazillion people out there who have it way harder. I'm just personally in my sphere feeling kind of beat down on and trying to do my best not to fucking, spread a bunch of verbal diarrhea all over the fucking internet and piss and moan about it on Instagram or whatever. Like, nobody fucking needs that shit. Like, you don't check my shit to find out that, like, I'm a big old sad baby. Like, nobody... No.
It's Sadstagram. There's gotta be a genre of Sadstagram.
Yes, there are things for that, but like, no,
sad talk, Sadstagram.
Sad talk, Sadstagram. Like,
sad too.
I know Dead Journal's not a thing really anymore. Like, it's all run by the fucking Russians. So like,
oh yeah.
So
I used to have a live journal.
I used to have a live journal and a Dead Journal.
I didn't know about Dead Journal.
Oh yeah, Dead Journal was where all the pretend goth kids went. Like if you fucks with some Hot Topic and some Spencer gifts, you probably had a Dead Journal. It was all goth and shit.
Is that where you posted like xx.brandon.xx like sad emoji?
Yeah,
shit?
Well, I mean, there were no emojis. You had to use like keyboard stuff to be able to,
the
make
keyboard,
the yeah. But no, it was more like, you post like Linkin Park lyrics or Papa Roach lyrics or something like that, and you vague posted about shit, and
that's kind of
some
fun.
people just don't understand how like hard it is to come to grips with certain things. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is cold. Like, all right.
You gotta put your feelings somewhere.
It is a place that was reserved for angsty early 2000s teenagers, and it was I was just the right spice. You were a little older than me, so you were.
I missed that.
Yeah, you missed that. You had, I think, more of the era I actually wanted, but I ended up like. I think you got a bit more of the like tail end of grunge sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I definitely got like Limp Bizkit's debut album my freshman year.
Oh,
so like it's a weird like there was definitely a time in my life where I would play the first Creed album to relate to the lyrics. Like there's yeah. Poor fucking 14-year-old me singing along to My Own Prison.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, God, I can't believe they're fucking touring again.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's apparently some sort of rock cruise, and Creed is reuniting, and I think they're going to tour again. And like,
on a cruise, that's like disease central. That's like COVID on a boat.
It absolutely is COVID on a boat, and yes, but like where else do you, Jamie? Where else does Creed go to break the law but international waters, my dude? Like you gotta set sail.
I can't think of a group that I would go on a cruise for. What would that be like? You see them on stage, and then you see them in the buffet line, and it's like,
I think if P-Lander crafted a cruise of fun art projects, ridiculous human stunts, acoustic jams, and then a gigantic like huge interactive show with all of them at the end with like fireworks at sea, and then in between you could end up hitting the buffet as long as you want, and like bottomless drink package, and like I definitely think I could easily spend a long weekend at sea with Kengo as our cruise director. Like
I'd be up for that. That would be dope as fuck.
You know what I mean? Like
That'd be
that
awesome.
thing comes back painted just with a series of creatures around it because he's been swinging along the side of the boat, just painting giant yellow creatures on the side.
God, that would be dope as fuck.
I like how one idea, and so you're like, fuck, I'd get COVID for that. I get COVID for that.
Well, because I was thinking like bands. I don't really go to bands because I'm old. But then you said Peelander, and I was like, oh, that's right. They are my favorite. They are my favorite band. Wait, is that? Can you see that? I don't know if.
No, I can't see that.
But yeah, I have a Peelander poster.
Yeah, I mean, right. You guys introduced them to me. I've had a chance to hang out with them. Like the idea that, we were there for the premiere party of the documentary and everything. Like it's.
Yeah.
That is a group of people, and Kengo especially, who, like, I want that mind to start making decisions. Like, honestly, he could run deep sea fishing off the back of the cruise ship. It's all of the things that he loves.
He loves fishing.
He loves fishing. That's what I'm saying.
One giant continuous mural on the deck.
Dude, I'm seriously ready to just charter a boat and hire him to do this as is. Like, him and acoustic guitar, we get a bunch of people together who've never gone deep sea fishing. We charter the boat for the day. We go out, we go try and get ourselves like a marlin or something like that. Get him to absolutely go have an experience of his life. And then as we ride back, he gets to fucking jam out with the rest of us. And then we all hang out, and then we do a fish fry when we get back.
Dude, your birthday's in March. Let's make it happen.
Like that, Jamie, I can tell you what, you may not know if I've won the lottery, but that will happen, and that's how you're going to know.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
When I'm like, fucking Do-A-Cast fans, get yourselves ready. Ocean City, Maryland. We've chartered a boat.
I think, what about wrestling at sea? Are there any like indie promotions that have done
Chris Jericho
like
does
that?
this. Remember, it's the Rock and Rager.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's him doing. It's like pro wrestling at sea. AEW have actually broadcast matches from this thing. That's this
so funny.
Like Fozzy, of course, is the headliner, but he's had other like 80s hair bands. He's had a bunch of comedians all over the thing. I think like Brian Posehn and Brad Williams, a few other people. Like, yeah, and it is the mix of like indie comics, pro wrestling, and kind of dad rock, but not really dad rock. Like, somebody who gets something bedazzled still dad rock. And like that Venn diagram definitely is enough people that fills a cruise every year. He's done it like, I think 4 or 5 years. Like, I think he missed only 2020 maybe.
That's damn impressive, actually.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a while.
God.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know, I don't want to do one, but I want to know more about this space. Like, because I know there's a Star Trek cruise where they get all the actors from every single version of Star Trek and they stick them on a boat, and they get a bunch of fans and they stick them on a boat and they go do boat stuff, and they have panels and stuff, and you can run into them in the buffet. And like, you learn who the cool ones are, and you learn who the ones who are just kind of like, I need the check.
That's the thing.
And I don't want to hang out with you.
I don't know, man. Like, this is the thing. A cruise feels like the thing that I could totally enjoy, and also I would fucking hate. Because like
Yes.
And after going to cons for so many years and getting a chance to do green rooms with multiple people, we've had conversations with next generation people. They're genuinely delightful because I see them behind a table for 10 or 15 minutes, and then they get to go off and do their thing. And my view is, wow, I really enjoyed them on this television show, and my meet and greet with them was genuinely delightful. That's great. I don't want to find out what Michael Dorn is like at breakfast. He definitely does not want to find out what I'm like at breakfast. And that's the real thing, is that feels like torture to them. Like, this is because like a convention that table in between is so fucking important for setting the precedent of what the dynamic is, when they can saunter up to you as you go get like crab legs. that's a whole thing where, like, how do you tell someone once they've started having the conversation, I'd like to go sit down now?
I'm hungry.
And not have them follow you to your table.
Yeah, it's the booth barnacle, but there's no barrier, so they like kind of they lamprey on you, and then you
right. Like, because so I have to believe that, like, on a cruise like that, there's extra staff just to kind of create a feel where, like, you get a shot clock above you, like you walk up, and like. Commander Data's making himself a fucking waffle, and there's like, you walk up to him, and there's just somebody who stands above. Nope, legit, just stands above with like a basketball clock, and just hits the button, and you get 30 seconds tops, and like, after the 30 seconds. Like, somebody blows a whistle and you get fucking drug off, and the next asshole gets to run up and do the same thing.
Brent Spiner does not want to talk to you. Get the fuck out of Noonien Soong's face.
Right. Like, it just...
Data has no time for your
That's
ass.
the other thing, too, is I can't imagine Picard doing that.
No.
I couldn't imagine Shatner even doing that. I know he does the cons.
No, I don't.
I can't imagine he would do. And that's got to be the other thing too, is you're getting the rest of the cast. And while the rest of the cast might be a lot of fun, there's a real, like, separation of understanding that, like, I do a panel at San Diego Comic-Con. I'm signing at C2E2. I'm hanging out at Kineticon behind the table with two other people who were in episode 35 and 6 episodes in season 3. Like, there's a very real tier of that. And you also have to deal with those people that you don't fucking like.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Maria Sirtis doesn't actually want to deal with someone like that.
Yeah.
Hey, how you been? Hi, guy I don't fucking remember. You don't remember?
We had a scene together. You had your face on my face. You don't remember me?
Yeah. You read my mind. I mean, not just like as part of the script, but like in here.
We had a
connection. No. That's I'd almost rather have them like have two sides of the cruise or something like that, where like the staff, because if all the staff or if all the stars had to do was deal with lower level staff in the same way that like all of the Power Rangers are kind to us, but I have to remember I'm not a fucking Power Ranger. So even though they may recognize me and they go, Artfight, hey, what's up? And I go, hey, how's it going? I have to leave that at that, because I don't ever want them to be like, oh, fuck, it's the Artfight guy. I just... Shit's important. But that's the thing, is I don't feel like I'm the average nerd. I think the average nerd does not understand that social cue.
Yeah.
And the average...
That can be tough.
The average super fan? Fuck no. Somebody who would go on a cruise to spend time with these people? Fuck no.
Well, I think a lot of the younger actors do a lot of this meet and greet stuff. Like a lot of the WWE stars, they do a lot of the press tours. They do a lot of the fan events.
Right.
Like
I get that.
And I think
I do.
I think some of the
there's a difference in between being a pro wrestler and being Geordie LaForge.
Right. Sure.
Geordie doesn't have to show up to, rinky-dink towns and act inside of a gymnasium in front of 30 people if he's lucky. But
it's interesting to see like actors on the newer Star Trek shows. They're doing all of these events that like we normally would see, wrestlers at, like, and not like the heavy hitters, but like some of the lower tier wrestlers. It's cool seeing that as a fan.
It is very neat to have that sort of access. Yeah. I don't know. This is the thing, is I wonder if at this point now they're so used to the idea that it doesn't bother them, but it makes me wonder if you ask some of the older stars if they would be happy about having to do this grind, they might not.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the older ones are. I think there's like a split. I think there's got to be a generation of them where we're like, I used to just be able to sit on a panel and get paid and then go the fuck home. And now I got to do this. I got to do talks.
Well,
I got to be on social. I got to do all this other shit.
Look at you and my wife. It's more than just doing your work. And now you have to engage so much more. It's not just, I made a beautiful piece of art or I created something fun and I share it with the world and it builds naturally and everybody who's in my friend sphere gets an opportunity to potentially see it. No, you got to feed the fucking TikTok beast to be able to crack the algorithm, to be able to get on the radar. So this way, then the algorithm can feed their own bullshit. Like you have to hustle 10 times harder than you ever used to really fucking get on anybody's radar anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
and
God,
yeah, and I completely understand why they're on strike now to not have to do this grind, or at least alleviate some of this grind, because like that's why you're seeing all these actors at all these cons, is because they're getting no residuals off of anything, and they gotta. To
be honest with you, if I were in their shoes and I was doing all this, if that's to further my career, so this way everyone who sees me has a great thing, and yada, 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 I understand the idea of that. But I should be getting properly paid and then decide to do all of those things.
Yeah, it should be a choice. It shouldn't be like, you have to do all of them.
Right. Do I want to be John Cena or do I want to be Tommy Lee Jones? Like, both are reputable and fun in their own ways and do great roles and yada, yada, yada. Tommy Lee Jones does not want to fucking hang out at a Comic-Con. He has no interest in hanging out with me or signing autographs or whatever it is. John Cena fucking does. He gets it. He's happy to do it. Like, and that's great. And it doesn't take away from Tommy Lee Jones's career, though, or his ability to get paid when he gets booked for an acting gig. And that's a fucked up problem. Because we're taking away and we're saying, like, essentially what we've done is the rest of the world doesn't believe in tipping and they just pay people properly. And we're like, yeah, but what about the US system? What? Why don't I charge you like $19 for chicken strips and then you decide how much you like this person, huh?
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah, and that's
if you your brain breaks if you think too hard.
Your brain breaks if you think too hard about it. But like, this is the thing: is even the lady at the fucking diner who's been there for 40 years, she gets to sass mouth you because she's been there for 40 years, and you're gonna fucking tip her because you know that this place is authentic and genuine, and she's fucking earned it. But she shouldn't have to do 40 years on her fucking feet to earn that sort of thing.
No. She should have a big ass house somewhere.
I think just a reasonable house. How about? She
should not be in an apartment anymore. Right. She should be in a house. She should
not have to fucking grind.
Has a yard.
She should be able to make a salary that is comparable to what her value in the market is fairly, and not get fucking nickeled and dimed every fucking 14 seconds and hope that we like her enough. Like, and if it's going to be residual shit and everything, then it should fucking pay. Like, the amount of times that I've gone back and rewatched shows, especially now, the idea that the fine people over at Top Gear don't get a cut, like, I know those guys don't need any more fucking money or whatever it is, but I'm still going back and I'm rewatching all of the things.
Hell yeah.
Like, they should. I did another fucking dumbass watch of West Wing again. And God damn it, Allison Janney deserves at least fucking 40 cents for me doing like, she should get something when I go and watch it again. HBO should be sending her a check to be like, hey, fat fuck made a sad watch of your vanity show, and here's $1. Like, it's just, I shouldn't have to pay them and then have to also send Allison Janney $1 because they won't pay her.
Yeah, I agree. And especially during the panorama, entertainment, that kept a lot of people sane, from TV to movies to music, whatever it was.
That's what we were all bonding over.
Games.
Though. Right.
Yeah, having all that shit available.
Do you think
that's worth something?
Do you think Tiger King would have been nearly as big had we had not all been fucking home?
Yeah.
Like, that's a prime example. And boy, howdy, is that a group of fucks who could use a residual check.
Yeah.
Like, that is the best possible example that I could come up with of somebody who is not going to make any more money on this sort of thing, is definitely going to live off the residuals, and definitely made a huge splash and a cultural impact at the time. People are still fucking making joke-ass memes about that shit. And fucking Netflix should be paying them.
Squid Game, the guy who wrote it and directed it, he's not getting a shit. He's not getting a shit. They're not giving him any residuals.
That's
off of any
bullshit.
Because he had to sell the rights to do it to make it happen. He's not getting anything. People fucking loved Squid Game. Come on. Yeah. Biggest fucking show on Netflix at the time. That motherfucker, he struggled too to get that story told.
Yeah, I am. It's a trade-off because I am very happy with all of the content that is coming out, and I get so much variety and I get to see a bunch of things. And then I'm like, shouldn't these people be getting paid for these sort of things? And shouldn't the writers be getting paid for it? And I couldn't imagine being a writer on a TV show and not be able to call that a living.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane.
The idea that I would be contracted to write a show. And even if I'm contracted for, hey, so there's a sitcom, it's starting, we got greenlit for, 12 episodes or whatever it is. Okay, that means that I'm contracted through this time period to deliver the thing. I should have healthcare and all of these things. Or if I'm doing it through the union, because that's the way everything's designed, then I should be getting compensated to cover those costs for everything. And I should have guaranteed money because I should be getting paid.
Yeah.
And when the thing gets picked up for multiple seasons, I should be able to call that a living. And I should be able to go, yes, I'm a writer for blah. And somebody goes, dude, that's awesome. And I go, I know. I'm still not making enough. So also I'm waiting tables.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not I'm hungry for whatever the next project is. And in my off time, I'm writing also for this. And I'm also putting together a book because I'm a fucking maniac.
Yeah. They should be able to.
They should be able to
make a living at their
craft. A living. I'm not talking about people getting fucking rich or whatever it is. I guarantee you, the people who wrote on Wings or whatever it is probably are still getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
But now the shows are better than what they ever were, and still they're not getting paid.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. Like Star Trek seasons used to be like 30 episodes long. Now they're 10 maybe.
Right.
And they're, well, not all of them are better, but in some cases they're better, and those people should be getting paid. Yeah. Star Trek writers should be able to make a living writing Star Trek.
We let I don't know how you force it, but somehow the studios strong-armed everybody, and the fucks at the top kept getting richer, and this is the same thing everywhere, and we let mergers and acquisitions take over everything, and it fucking just drives me absolutely nuts.
I've been watching all of the strike stuff, and I've been looking at my industry, the comic book industry, and we know the stories of foundational creators getting fucked over by publishers still to this fucking day. And we have not yet gotten together to form our own guild. And it pains me so, because there are a lot of cartoonists, writers, artists, colorists, letterers who could use some help. And these books change people's lives. Like, I've had people talk about their favorite book and what it's meant to them. And you've had friends who've talked about comics that have fundamentally changed the way they think about things.
Yeah.
And those authors, those writers, those artists get nothing for that. Yeah. They got their initial check and goodbye, fuck you, thank you.
Right.
And then the company can repackage it, reprint it, and keep making money off of their sweat equity, and like we're fucked. Like it's even worse for us. And I don't know what it's going to take for things to happen on the comic book side of things. Like Image Comics has a union, but that's for the people employed by Image directly. So like the people who do the press stuff and the people who open the building, close the building, and like, you know, run the printers and all that kind of stuff. But like the writers haven't unionized, the artists haven't unionized, because like it's so decentralized, which is, you know, kind of the strength, but also the weakness of the industry. Because, you know, if you wanted to organize us, the publishers could just say, well, there's some guy over in some other country that doesn't have a union that I can work with, and they'll do just as fine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the only thing you're left to do is self-publish and take them out of the equation.
Yeah.
Start your own guild and protect the people who are closest to you.
Yeah.
Or, radical option, hear me out. We just start kicking people's asses. Just assault. Just assault.
Just an ass whipping.
Like,
just an ass whipping.
I know I'm not the only one who grew up dealing with bullies. I think everyone I've ever dealt with has dealt with a bully. And we all know what it's like to have that existential dread when they know that that person is coming for them. I think there needs to be a bit of that. Because that's a behavioral changing thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to wonder if we just put a soft bounty out on some of these people for some basic shit.
Time to bully the corpos.
Time to bully the corpos. Yeah, fuck them. Like they're rich. They can afford the other shit. Like, fuck it. Yeah. Like every time you see Bezos's car parked on the street, slash his tires. Boop. Slash his tires. Boop. Fuck him. Let's help the tire agent. Let's help the tire industry. Fuck them.
Yes.
Let's just do this. Like
take them hubcaps, crack a window.
Right. And instead of picketing Netflix or whatever it is, egg Netflix.
Yeah.
Just
and
fuck it.
You don't need to break the whole window.
No.
Just like a giant pinprick right in the center, so it's distracting, and he has to deal with it every day or get it fixed and pay for it to get fixed.
If every time they had to walk to their car, they had to run to their car because they're afraid of getting pelted by eggs.
Yeah.
I think rotten fruit, eggs, general intimidation, a wedgie.
Maybe not eggs, because eggs are expensive. But all the stuff that's rotting in your community garden.
We can find
stuff.
Right. You compost. Now you can compost on their car. Like,
because you're not growing shit.
You're not growing anything. Stop it. You're running to fucking Wegmans and you're getting really nice produce, and the offcuts, you're not cutting a green pepper the most efficient way. You and I both fucking know that. Them offcuts, the fucking save those. Here's what you do, okay? You put them inside of a bag, right? And you squeeze all the air out of that bag and you let that bitch rot. Just let it rot. And then you pour that into a blender and you blend all that down. And then here's the best part. You fill the contents inside water balloons. Then you go and you throw the stinkiest treats ever at them. Blammo! Just rotten fruit.
It's time to download your PDFs of the Anarchist's Cookbook. That was a thing when I was growing up. You had to get like a physical print copy of that. But I'm sure they got PDFs out there. Probably not even on the dark web. Well, get that shit. Make some fun stuff. They
have community organizing things to deal with senators and things like that. And you go to their direct offices. You go to their constituents.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Let's figure out a way to do exactly the same thing to all these fucking studios and all these rich pricks who keep fucking doing this bullshit. We should make it uncomfortable to be that rich.
Yep.
We really, really should. Because I can tell you right now, I'm not talking about people who are millionaires. I'm not talking about people who make a great living. I'm talking about these fucking assholes making hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Fuck those guys. They don't need to be comfortable. They need to live on the island that they have the money to buy.
Yep. Get the fuck out.
Get out. Fuck off.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out.
I got no interest in that shit. Like I'm seeing it now with fucking WWE getting purchased and everything else like that. They're talking about laying off a bunch of internal staff because they're combining UFC and WWE. And in any merger, what do? You downsize, you cut the costs, and increase the profits. And WWE had the highest profit year they've ever had, and nobody gives a shit about the people. Yet I'm supposed to give a shit about then, now, and forever WWE and be brand loyal and blah blah blah. No, fuck that, man.
Fuck yeah.
That's and this is the thing is, by not watching or whatever it is, then I'm not supporting the stars that I genuinely enjoy. So like, where the fuck do I go for this sort of thing? I want them to be able to collect a paycheck, but also I'd like for the people who handle the travel arrangements for the mid-card talent to not have to go fucking find a new job in Norwalk, Connecticut. Like that's
Also, people aren't going to get to the venue on time. You need the fucking mats aren't going to get built correctly. They
will.
Cost cutting, and
there's going to be one crew that's going to handle everything, and you're never going to see.
They're going to miss something.
Well, you're never going to see a UFC match the same weekend as a WWE event, like because there's going to be one crew who's going to handle everything. Right? They're going to downsize all of that shit, and they're going to be TKO, and that's just how this works. Everything gets bought up, and everything becomes a fucking monopoly, and it's fucking awful. And that's what I'm saying is like I genuinely think the only way that this is going to happen is if we become ungovernable in a lot of these ways. Just fucking disrupt this shit. No pay, no peace. Fuck your studio.
We need to start a caravan around the studio.
Fuck that. I want to do something that works.
Park cars
I want to do something that fucking works. Yeah. Publish the fucking addresses of all these dickheads who run the studios. Picket their houses.
Like Ron said, there's a lot of ways to lose a house, motherfucker.
Picket their houses. Take it to where they are. Stop
taking it to the street.
Doing laps around doing laps around Netflix's studios. That don't do shit other than get a bunch of public praise. Scare them
because the money men aren't there.
The money men they're not there. Scare those motherfuckers and start protesting at their homes.
Yeah.
Pay me, motherfucker.
Yeah. No fancy slogan, just that. Pay me, motherfucker, on repeat.
Or honestly, if you're a powerful union like SAGAFTRA or the WGA, I don't know why you're not taking a bunch of your money and quietly paying hired goons to kick the shit out of them. Find a bunch of people who are just happy to just get some petty crimes done and walk right up on the Netflix CEO's door and tap his doorbell with a ball bat. Imagine that dude seeing some thick neck motherfucker with a strong Boston accent just fucking on his Ring camera. Hey, dickhead! Just fucking scare these guys, like, because they're. I guarantee you, they feel untouchable. They were talking about trying to wait people out until they couldn't afford their own mortgages and shit like that. Like they're playing to punish you. You should be willing to meet them at a minimum.
Yeah. Because it's not going to get through.
No, it's not. You have to be willing. I need people who are part of this union to be smart enough that they're the performers. They know how to act. They know how to do this thing. Fine.
Scare them. Yeah.
Do this properly. Scare them. Hire stunt people to do this shit. Like
scare the shit out of them.
Right. Why is nobody flying a helicopter over the Netflix CEO's house and just dropping just bags of flour on their fucking concrete.
Buckets of blood.
Buckets of fake blood, just chocolate syrup and whatever the fuck else they use to make fake blood. Yeah.
Shining their asses. Open the door.
Yeah.
Paint the town red. Carry the asses with a big helicopter.
Right, and that's the thing is, this peaceful protest doesn't intimidate anyone, and all we're doing is this. We're talking about it. Great. They don't care.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care. And the only way we can affect them right now is with our dollar, but that's going to take so long for them to even bother fucking noticing. So that's really not going to do a ton, at least at first. And what I need things to do is change immediately. And that's only going to happen by somebody getting punched in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Like you have
property damage.
You have to fucking escalate. There has to be some sort of escalation. You have to be willing to, you don't walk around the studio. You stand in the middle of the street in front of the studio and you shut the street down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like you do. You inconvenience everyone else.
And just like those tire strips, the spike strips that they like. Yeah. Prop masters have access to that shit. Talk to one of them.
Right. I am of the firm belief that at this point now, unless you are like, you know what really scared, what union really scared people? UPS.
UPS, yep.
And that shit got settled real fast.
Yes, it did, sir. Yes, it did.
And that's the idea is because it would literally cost the country almost, I think $1 trillion was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it was like 2 billion a week or something could end up getting affected. And that's a powerful union.
Yeah. Yep.
The WGA and the SAGAFTRA, they've got the view, they don't have the same sort of bargaining power.
Yeah.
And I think the sooner they realize that, I'm sure the Writers Guild has realized that, but I don't think most sitcom or TV writers are also willing to commit some petty crime.
They need like an elite strike team of people.
Yeah, they need a union who's willing to do old school union shit. Old fucking, you think the steam fitters would be fucking marching around? Fuck no. Somebody's car is getting fucking wrecked. And that's weekly. Like, you don't go on the job site. Steam fitters don't work. You don't work. Stand in front of the door, holding the tools of your trade, and make a decision about what you want to do. Let the electrical contractor call the fucking steam fitter and go, fucking settle this right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But let that happen. Like, it's the only way it's going to ever work. There has to be some sort of real tipping point. Marching and striking doesn't actually do enough. It doesn't force anyone into anything.
It doesn't hurt the people who need to be hurt for them to make a change.
Right.
It doesn't hurt the decision makers.
It doesn't hurt the decision makers at all. Right. This is, you have to be willing to step up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that this is a wild thought process of like basically saying put a hit out on somebody. I'm not saying kill anybody, but I think none of us would lose any sleep if you found out that some random fucking dude got paid to run up and absolutely just clock the fuck out of the nutsack of the head of fucking HBO. Like, just, and if it's a woman, cunt punt. Like, I just have no problem saying it. Just no hesitation. Just Jim Henson the shit out of it. And just
scare the fuck
out of somebody. Like, because what are they going to do? What are they actually going to do? If you started attacking them, what are the heads of these companies going to do? Other than raise prices for us. And eventually we will fucking cut everything. They're going to raise the prices anyway, though. Because they've been slowly creeping up nonstop. But like TV got talked into doing things the Netflix model, but the Netflix model isn't fucking sustainable. And that's why I think somebody needs to kick the head of Netflix in the dick. Right. I know we can't legally do a GoFundMe, but if somebody had a Venmo account that just said like, Netflix CEO dick kick, I'll send $5 right now. Like I got no problem chipping into that sort of thing. That's worth, I'll cancel Netflix and send the like 12 or 15 or whatever the fuck price it's creeped up to back to them. Like I'll sign back up in a month or two. It's fine. But that 1 month, I'll go without Breaking Bad if you kick that dude in the dick.
Kick him in the dick.
Fuck it. Kick him in the dick. It. That's it. Yeah, we didn't have a premise for the show. What am I geeking on? Kicking somebody in the dick, Jamie. Like
kicking him in the
goddamn
dick.
Country's a fucking barn burner right now. Goddamn fucking debates happening right now. I don't even know if I want to watch that bullshit. God,
no, don't do that.
Jesus Christ.
Don't watch that. We're recording on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Let's back up because I'm running out of steam. I'm already tired. So let's wrap this thing up. And I think, Jamie, we can both agree the real thing that we need to take away, because much like, am I correct in saying the rest of the podcast network is on a break to support them?
A bunch of them are. They're on a break to support. Some of them, I think the YouTube channel is running some of the older content interviews that they did before the strike.
Yeah.
So
I want to be in solidarity with them. At no point do we script any of this, and no point do we make any fucking anything from any of this. It is strictly support. And if I can say anything confidently, it's time to fucking escalate. And if you need, I understand, I'm a bearded white guy saying this, and this is where you utilize me. Send me. I will go full fucking special ops. It'll be like Kronk and Emperor's New Groove. I'll do my own soundtrack as I hop over the Netflix guy's gate. And there's just run up. Right. And shout, that's for John Goodman. Yeah. And just fucking. Honestly, I'll put a full morph suit on and I'll just pretend to be Adam Sandler the whole time. So all you hear is just and just like, Jesus Christ, Adam Sandler in a morph suit kicked the Netflix CEO in the dick. And we reached out to Adam for a comment, and all he just said was oh man! And maybe that's what it needs to be. Maybe it needs to be A-list stars assault movie studio executives. We really find out where the power is. You take big.
I want to see it.
Yes, yeah. I want to look. Gwyneth Paltrow already got away with this shit. It's time for her to give back to the community. Okay, we've been putting up with her vagina candles for this long. It's time she gave back to the rest of us, and it's time that she punched someone in the face.
Who was the episodes ago we were talking about Cal Ripken, and who else was in there?
Kevin Costner. Pull a Kevin Costner needs to, if he can fight Cal Ripken naked, if he can hop over the Man Mountain, the Iron Man, and manage to get out of that fucking bedroom, dick all just akimbo, just waving in the breeze. Right. Yeah. Just fucking breaks free, all dances with wolves and shit, and he can get out. That dude can absolutely afford to punch someone in the. Don't we have elderly actors who are done doing this shit? Like, can we not just
Sean Connery,
fucking Tommy Lee Jones? I just mentioned him. He hates fucking everybody. He hates Jim Carrey. Like, just send Tommy Lee Jones to go make a visit. Like, you're telling me we couldn't get De Niro and Pesci and Pacino to show up You're telling me we couldn't get Scorsese to fucking fire up the fucking minivan, go pick up the fucking mafia crew, and go take a little visit?
Yeah.
You're telling me we couldn't do that? You're telling me none of them?
Shit wasn't acting, friends. We got connections.
Right. We have connections, and they have cameras, and they can post things on YouTube. Imagine it's just them making house visits to the heads of these things.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Want to talk to you about something. A little bit.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Have a vice set up in the yard.
Right. Like, just have these stars go out and do it. Like, having these higher list stars walking the picket line in solidarity is great, but it's only in solidarity. It's not actually in real proper action. They're not going to lose their homes, and it's time they stepped it up. They should be willing, at the very least, to do a little trespassing. Like, what? You think Malibu PD is going to arrest Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro for going to have a conversation with the head of fucking Netflix? Yeah. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants that publicity. Nobody wants that publicity. And imagine what would happen when they get released on bail, which they will. And then Bobby De Niro has himself a live microphone and every fucking camera in the country to talk about the absolute greed that happens with these people and how they just went personally to have a conversation to try and assist people who were, on the up and coming, who are working actors, who are just trying to make ends meet, who didn't get lucky breaks like I did. And I just want to use my opportunity to help them out. This is what the fucking shitty white people need to do. We have the ability to go out and do things and then get away with it. Now is the time for you to go and get away with it. You have to go and get away with it. There are nice...
Use your white shield, white friends.
There are really nice people who are doing really nice things. I heard Drew Carey apparently is paying for any lunch for anybody who wants to go to the Bob's Big Boy that's down by the studios. You go down there. If you are protesting, you tell them you're protesting, and Drew Carey will pay for your lunch at the Bob's Big Boy. He's keeping a Midwest chain open in the heart of LA, but also making sure that working actors are getting paid. That's a very kind thing to do. That's a Drew Carey move. But what I need is a goddamn Bobby D move. I need him to do more than publicly snark at Trump. I need him to go fucking pick a fight with somebody who he actually has some real gravitas with.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the real way.
Scare these people.
Scare them. What? Scare them. What?
Scare a trillionaire. Who gives a fuck?
Scare a trillionaire. Because what if the argument is, if you don't meet with me and we don't come to some sort of conclusion, we're never going to act for your studio again. Any of us. What if they said that that is SAG-AFTRA, if you can't, we're going to go make deals with Sony and with all of the others, but Netflix, if you don't agree to the deal, you're blacklisted. I hope you have really good casting directors who have the ability to hire people who aren't union.
Yeah.
A SAG-AFTRA, a SAG actor is never going to act for you ever again. They have the ability to shut that studio down if they really want to do it.
Yeah. That would be a real threat. Like that's a
real threat. But let's start fucking playing the real game and get started with it. Show up to their places. Make them genuinely scared. Televise it. Publicize it. You have the internet. You can do it. All these fucking old actors, I guarantee you have assistants. Every one of them knows how to fucking do all of this shit because they had to learn how to edit their own videos to be able to put their own fucking reels together. So I guarantee you they can handle a fucking YouTube channel. Probably half of them already have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Brandon, where can people find you?
Still on Zuckerberg's whole thing on Instagram at that guy Chalmers. Jamie, what billionaire's platform can people find you on?
Oh God. I'm still on the Twitter, unfortunately, just because I have a lot of art friends over there. Still, I hardly post.
You mean X?
No, I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter. It's Twitter. Just because you call Rockville North Bethesda doesn't make it so. It is Rockville, you dumb motherfucker. Small Press Expo takes place in Rockville, not North Bethesda, Rockville. I don't care how fancy you want to get with your fucking lattes. It is Rockville. Rockville. So fuck you. It is not X. It is Twitter. Twitter. Fuck your face, you fucking ass. We're not supposed to say his name on this podcast anymore, but fuck him. Fuck him all the way in his eye holes. But I still am over there. I'm on Insta. I don't have a Threads thing. I didn't sign up for that.
I did it. I did it one post asking about how I set my top 8, and I haven't done anything else because I don't think I could be more clever than that.
That's a good one.
I hopped on. I immediately was like,
I love that.
Yeah, this works. And then I abandoned it because I was like, I'm good. Like I'm good.
Set up my top 8.
Like it's not the funniest thing that's ever going to be said on Threads, but it's not bad. And if you show up and check me and that's the only thing, you walk away with a half chuckle, I'm good, man. Like that's the idea. I understood
that reference.
Yeah. I too am a fellow old.
I'm Steve Rogers. I understood that reference.
Right, yeah. That's the idea. I'm narrow casting to my age generation. I know exactly who my audience is.
Yeah. That's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, storm the castle. Damn the man. Now what we need to do is start pressuring these big stars into showing up and quit being such fucking bitches. That's what we can do. Publicly shaming them for not going and shaming someone else. Time to start adding some people and some videos.
Shame.
Yep. Anyway, so look forward to that on my timeline. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to probably do a bunch of those. Figure out who I want to beat up.